been a long time coming. I've been working on this film for, I don't know, over 5 years as a producer and actor in it. And, coming off of Bohemian and Bond, I was wondering what to do next. And the studios were asking, and I said, I'd love to play an action hero, believe it or not. And this was the way to do it, to subvert the genre, to find someone who you'd underestimate, the least expected hero doing extraordinary things for the sake of someone he loves. So much of this film takes place in London. It's one of my favorite cities in the world, and we got to go all over Europe and give scope to the film. So to bring it back here it's always great to return home, and I always feel at home in the UK.
I love the fact that he's the underdog, that he's the unexpected hero, that we're used to films where the hero has to go into battle for something that matters and he gets trained up, suddenly he's a ninja with superpowers. That doesn't happen with the amateur. He's always the ordinary underdog, and I think that's why we root for him. It's such an ensemble. They really are head and shoulders above your average cast. You've got the wonderful relationship with Rachel Brosnan's character that sets up the emotional engine, the whole thing. You've got Laurence Fishburne doing what he does. You're not sure whether he's going to hug you or kill you. So there's such presence across the range.
Oh, I think she's very different. I think there's something about Inqualine where she likes to live in the shadows, and she is very good at making herself disappear. There's another character that I've played for a very long time, which is so on the front foot and like very much makes herself known straight away. But Inqualine is this, she's someone who's got such talents and is doing these amazing things, but in such a quiet way, which was a really interesting thing to explore.
It's a fantastic film, and it's a fantastic role for you. Was that exciting to have this come across your?
It was really fun. It was sort of between what we thought was going to be season 7 and season 8 before we all had an actor's strike, but it was like, oh, this would be a really fun project to fit in, and it was. When the script got sent to me, I was like, oh, this is a really smart take on this genre. It was a brilliantly written script, and it felt really exciting and so many twists and turns, and I've been a big fan of James's. I love Slow Horses.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm a huge Rami fan. We've known each other for a couple of years, but I've always been an admirer of his work, and I wanted to work with him, so this was a great opportunity to do that.
Rami brings a very distinctive energy. How was that to have him as a lead but also as a producer as well?
Brilliant. It was so brilliant. His workload was insane. He would be on set all day, and he had such a heavy workload. He was in every scene. But then he would go home and he would watch the previous day's rushes. He would be like, oh, I think we need an extra thing from this, or I think we need an extra thing from that. And, when I got to Marseille, he was like, we need to carve out time to go through our scenes, and how do you feel about everything? It was just like, he was so welcoming and he was so supportive. It was really great.
And the roles of women characters in espionage thrillers of years gone by weren't as well written as they are now. What's it like to have roles like this, which are much more fleshed out and really well thought through?
Yeah, we're making progress. It's great. Look, I think we are now understanding that, hey, we're all equal, so that's great. But I wouldn't say we're quite there yet, but we're getting there. But this role felt really great. I think it was nice to sort of have this emotional weight as alongside all of the action, and the fact that she is pivotal to the plot, but she had her own story, and that was kind of cool.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm a huge Rami fan. We've known each other for a couple of years, but I've always been an admirer of his work, and I wanted to work with him, so this was a great opportunity to do that.
Rami brings a very distinctive energy. How was that to have him as a lead but also as a producer as well?
Brilliant. It was so brilliant. His workload was insane. He would be on set all day, and he had such a heavy workload. He was in every scene. But then he would go home and he would watch the previous day's rushes. He would be like, oh, I think we need an extra thing from this, or I think we need an extra thing from that. And when I got to Marseille, he was like, we need to carve out time to go through our scenes, and how do you feel about everything? It was just like, he was so welcoming and he was so supportive.
Play a character named Colonel Henderson,
And I've been instructed by my superiors to train Charlie Heller, who's played by Rami Malek, to operate in the field. He's a guy who's an analyst at the CIA. He's not really a rough and tumble guy. He's more of an intellect. And it's a hard job. It's wonderful. Rami and I love each other. We've wanted to work together since we met, probably just around the time he was about to do Bohemian Rhapsody. And when I was told that he was going to be doing this and I was asked to join him, I was like, yeah, let's go.
Well, I can't tell you too much because she's quite pivotal in things that happen. But I play a character called Inquiline, who's, her backstory is a little bit of a mystery. And she's a bit of a lone wolf. She sort of doesn't work within the agencies that we sort of meet with Charlie and everything. But I think of her as this real champion for justice. And that's kind of her driving force, really. It is, I think, such a thrilling, epic ride. This is a genre we've seen before, but I think this is a really unique and smart take on it. And yeah, I think there's lots of unexpected twists and turns, so it's just enjoyable.
I think it's a movie that is something that's to be felt, on a big screen, because the stunts are quite amazing. It's an amazing cast, so it combines this story, action-packed thriller with a twist.
Last time I was in a whopping premiere here was Casino Royale. I suddenly feel really old. And this is like the evolution of that world of spy movie and just amazing in this world where everyone's watching amazing content at home to see a film that is a cinema film. I'm over the moon seeing it and to be here tonight, yeah, love it.
This is probably one of the biggest action scaled film in a long time, which is quite different. I mean, suddenly we have Rami, who's so incredible and led by his intelligence. So I think this is going to be exactly what people expect in terms of action, but with a twist.
It feels amazing. I love London and to be here with this incredible cast. And yeah, I'm so excited.